Hi, I'd like to welcome you to our CrossTalk at New Horizon Christian Fellowship. I have with me Alexandria Drake. She's our music minister here at the church. And we're going to be discussing Romans chapter 14 as we deal with the life of the believer, whether we should judge or not, what the essentials are, and how we should relate to one another in the body of Christ. Well, as we function in the church, Lecrae has this a song that is out. It's called Church Clothes, and he's speaking from the perspective of a non-believer, or maybe even a person who's weak in the faith, who says, I don't need this church stuff, because all of you people are hypocrites. You're living the same way that I'm living. You're not doing anything different. But then you want to talk about me because of maybe the piercings that I might have, or the tattoos that I might have, and he references in there his snapback, or wearing at the church, his t-shirt and jeans, and he says, I don't need that if that's how the church is. You're going to be judgmental or what have you. Or those who are weak in the faith who say, I would come to church, but I can't come the way that I'm dressed, or I can't come with the language that I use. Or well, how would you speak to that? And especially when they say, when I look at your life and it's no different than my life, how would you speak to that?
I would say for people, first of all, to address the dress code issue, or people feeling like they have to dress up and sort of cover up all their sin or whatever before they come to the church. The church should be a place full of sinners, sort of. You need to welcome those people in, not so that you can change their outside. You change their inside, and then their outside will show that. And so we need to have a welcoming atmosphere so people like that can come in right off of the street, and they can be introduced to Christ, and then they'll change inside. Because, the clothes, that can change with the culture you're in, the place that you're in. We're not focused on so much the clothes. It's on the inside. If that's all you have, then that's all you have. But as far as people pointing their finger at the church and trying to find reasons not to come, we do need to be a witness. But if we have a right relationship with Christ, and that's going to show. We don't need to just walk around and say, I'm on the spotlight, so I need to live right because everybody's watching me. That is true. But that's going to happen if you have a right relationship with Christ. And if all they're doing is pointing their finger at different things, that's probably something in their heart that they need to change. But also at the same time, if our relationship with Christ isn't right, then whatever they're saying could very well be true, and that could be a hindrance to them.
Okay.
But our ultimate goal, I don't think, should be to make sure everything's right so that they don't get led astray. If our relationship is right with God, that's automatically going to happen.
So what you're saying is there are some things that are essential, and there are some things that are non-essential. Color of the carpet, type of blazer that a person is wearing, the style of music that may be sung in the church. Would that be an essential or a non-essential in terms of the Christian faith?
I would say the goal with everything, as far as the color of the carpet or the clothes that we wear, everything should not distract us from God. So if the music, if it's too loud and the people they can't worship because it's too loud, then maybe we need to bring it down. If it's too soft and they need something to really get them going and focus on God, and that's what we need to do in order to point them to God, not to us as far as our clothes or the color of the carpet or anything. But if it distracts people from God, then we need to get rid of all the distractions. So that should be our ultimate goal with the painting on the wall, the decor of the room, or the clothes that we wear.
So some non-essentials are those things that oftentimes the church will divide over non-essential things, which could be some of the things that were mentioned there, but they could also become essentials when it deals with leading them to a right relationship with Christ. So if my music is going to cause you to stumble, I'll change the style of music. If my dress is going to cause you to stumble, I'll change the style of dress. Whatever it takes, Paul says, I'll be all things to all men that I might save or I might win some. So so that goes to our primary purpose. What is our primary purpose as a believer and as a church?
The primary purpose of the church is to lead others to Christ, to point to Christ, to serve as one body with the ultimate goal of taking as many people as we can with us. So we have a relationship with God. Our goal is to grow in God ourselves personally, but what we do on Sundays is basically to lead others to Christ, to add to the number. And that's not us doing it ourselves. We're just coming alongside what God is already doing. And He's gracious enough to invite us to be a part of that. And that's a privilege that a lot of us do not take advantage of. But basically our purpose, like I said, is just to point others to Christ. That's all we can do.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us here at CrossTalk. Thank you so much for tuning in, for logging in. And please feel free to make comments, make sure that they're in good taste and they're respectful. Don't beat us all up or anything like that. And if you're living here in the area, we're located at 3718 8th Street. Please join us on Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock. We're actually discussing these very questions this Sunday at 10 o'clock in our fellowship hall. So come on out and enjoy fellowship with us. We're looking to see you. May God bless you. May God keep you.